How's everybody doing on this fantastic 21st day of the 11th month of 2021? We're going to get into some product training today. So last week, I'm going to go ahead and jump into things. It is a Sunday. Actually, before I do, I just want to actually give some gratitude as well to just today in general. I'm not sure, something this morning I woke up and I was just thankful for the day. I was actually down in Houston at a friend's, I went to school with, is his wedding. And he's Nigerian, so he had actually two weddings. He had a traditional Nigerian wedding last week, and then he had the westernized or the American wedding this weekend. So my wife and I went down there, and you know what? He's a friend. He's now also kind of a extended business partner in the sense that we've worked on a referral type of agreement. And I just want to say to you guys, for those getting, those out there that are frustrated, maybe, working on a customer or someone, you know that they're going to support you because you've been through some things, or maybe they're a family member. I just want to say to you, do not give up. Do not give up, because I can tell you that guy, that wedding, I'm not going to mention his name. I almost mentioned his name. I'm not going to mention his name, but I had been working on him as just becoming a customer for 6 years, 2015, actually it's 2014, but about 2014 to 2015, for 6 years, I was trying to just, drip on him, mention it to him. These are some of the services. And so for those out there that do get frustrated, just know that eventually those individuals will come around. They'll see that you're serious about it. Just don't give up on yourself, and don't give up on what you're doing and your dreams and your goals, because one day they may actually start bringing you more than what you even originally asked for. So just want to start off with that story. And I want to jump into what we have today. So I'm going to go for another round of product training, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And what I want to focus on this week for product training, let's go share. There we go. All right. And for this week, it's, we've talked about Zoom, and we've spoken about, that's not good. That picture's not good. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. And I want to still tell you a little bit more about IDSeal, because IDSeal is something that is there's so many features, and what I've spoken to you about before is the value of what IDSeal can bring. And again, I want to reiterate something here, is sharing with you the reason why I believe IDSeal is one of the top services that we have to offer. And I've gone through this list last week, but when I was thinking about it, when I was preparing this week, something that crossed my mind was, you know what? It is the highest points obtainable from a single service. It's 8 points, because we have the double points for the month of November. And I just thought about it. If you had just 13, only 13 IDSeal customers, you'd be receiving 10% commission on 10% on your own customers. You'd already be over 100 points. So I was just thinking about that, like, that's huge. If we just utilize the system that we have, that ACN is offering us, we could really excel in this business at a lot faster rate. When I started, we didn't have 8-point services. I mean, we were lucky to get a 3-point or a 4-point service available in a monthly promotion. So just want to reiterate that, because it's so key and so important for us to know that it's a service that, one, is bringing value to our customers, everyone that needs it, and it's something that also helps springboard our businesses in a faster pace. So With that, again, always, as we go to our customer, ask for the favor. Going to drop that in there again, but make understanding IDSeal simple. So today, I'm actually going to cover part B of IDSeal. And if you didn't check out, you weren't on the call last week, or you had some challenges, seeing it again, I really highly suggest that you go back to Destiny International and watch the video, watch my training from last week, because I really broke down part A and helped share with you some very practical ways that you can obtain IDSeal customers. Tried to make it as simple as possible, so it's nice, clear, concise. Mr. Thomas has complimented me on it, and I'm just so thankful for those comments that Mr. Thomas has said about that training. But definitely, guys, go back and listen to it, because this is going to bring you the full picture of what IDSeal has to offer. And the key about these trainings is we want to in this trainings, I want to provide you ways to obtain and retain your customer base, because that's also important. Not, going out and meeting and getting IBOs is one part of our business, but the second part is getting customers. Getting customers, getting customer getters. As our co-founders say. So in part B, IDSeal is actually IDSeal Pro-Tec. It is the digital privacy and device protection part of IDSeal. Now, this is offered on top of all of the other features that IDSeal is offering. So with this, and just to highlight a few things here, and of course, you can, throughout this entire training, you can take screenshots, take notes. I highly suggest you take notes. Actually, I was listening to a sermon today, and he said, asked the congregation, he said, raise your hand for all those that are going to take notes. And, there was a few people who said, no, keep your hands up. And he said, for those raising their hands, look to your left and look to your right. Those are going to be the ones that are going to be working for you. And I laughed so hard. I actually listened to it on the way driving back up to Dallas, and I laughed so hard, because it's so true. How else can we retain information? There's so many things coming at us at all different times of day. We wake up, there's advertisements, there's, family things, phone calls, text messages, social media. There's so many things going on. So until we stop and write down the information that we're receiving, and then even go back to read it again, how can we really retain that information, especially things and tips that are going to help us grow our business and help us reach those goals that we have for ourselves. So, but here, these are some of the features here, but I'm actually going to walk you through, again, another practical way that you can obtain IDSeal customers. Now, the question with IDSeal and the second part of it, the Pro-Tec side of it, is, what do you get? And a customer might just ask you this. So again, feel free to take a picture. All this information I've amalgamated from, Emerge event, from the national event, from the slides in the back office, from all different ways. So definitely this is ACN information that I've just kind of pulled together out of convenience for you guys. So these features here, just want to highlight a few. Dark web scanner. This is very important. This is actually one of the ways that I obtain my IDSeal customers and share with them how they can scan the dark web. So it's one thing that I can show them, as I did in the last call, is show them alerts that I receive about my email address, my bank account or credit card, or my driver's license has actually even been found on the dark web, those types of things. But this is a way that even if they're not signed up for IDSeal, we can utilize this feature to help obtain customers. So I'll show you this in a second. Add and tracking blockers. So when you're going through websites, I say one of the most frustrating things for me when I'm surfing on my phone or on my computer is when I go to a website and I'm reading through the article, and the next thing I know, there's a video that pops up with loud sound And it's just, oh yeah, here's the cooking recipe, here's who's chopping it up. And it's just like, I'm here to read. I'm not here to look at a video. If I want to see a video, I'll come to YouTube, right? But it just pops up. And then you gotta wait 5 seconds for the little X to show up. And especially if you're on your phone, you're trying to like hit the X and you actually miss the X because it's so small, and then you end up clicking on the video, and then it takes to another. So frustrating, right? Well, with IDSeal Pro-Tec, it actually gets rid of those ads and those videos and things like that. And I'm going to show you a real life example of it, walk you through how that actually happens. Again, another practical way that you can utilize to show your customers how valuable IDSeal is. Also, there's VPN. With VPN, you'll understand that, there's already some of your customers, oh, I've already got VPN. Yeah, great. How much do you pay for that? Oh, you're paying $14, $15, $20. Well, with IDSeal, you're getting all of that for nearly the same cost, and you're getting all of these other features. People are now using a lot of VPNs, not promoting this, but I've heard that people are using VPNs to stream services from other countries and things like that. So there are people using it, and people and family friends that that are using it. And if they just added a few more dollars, just thinking about it, they have all these worlds of features addition to it. So with this, I'm highlighting these because when you speak to your customers, understand what's important to them. Whether it's they have kids and wanting to protect them, or hey, they're scrolling through, maybe they're a blogger and they're frustrated about these ads and things like that, or maybe they're from a different country and they want to be able to pair in through to websites that are already articulated in their language and things like that. These are all the different ways that you can speak to your customers to obtain them and help them understand the value. And the next thing is digital fingerprint scrambler. Now this is amazing. So every time, if you're not aware, every time you go to a website or actually even get on the internet, there's a digital fingerprint, and it's a fingerprint that, just like fingerprints on your hands, they're unique to you. And these fingerprints can also, like they do in real life, trace someone back to you, to find where you live, who you are, your details, your information, and it's very much in that digital format. Now, what Pro-Tec does, it scrambles that information, so it helps prevent from those harmful intruders trying to find you on the web, trying to follow your fingerprints. So it's something that scrambles that, so it makes it very difficult for them. It's kind of like an encryption. There's antivirus software. How much are people paying for antivirus software? I think my mom, this is another way that I explain this to my mom. I was like, you know what, you're already paying for antivirus software, right? Well, how much are you paying for that? One, you're overpaying. Two, imagine if there was something that had antivirus, had all of these other features that you find important, all within one package, and also can be utilized on a laptop, on a Macintosh computer, or a Macintosh, here I am telling my age, an Apple computer, an iPhone, it can be used on all of these devices, iPad, things like that. It's something that created value for her, and she signed up immediately. So just want to show you that these are some of the features here. Again, feel free to take screenshots of these, because I send these out. I actually use these screenshots to send out to friends, family, people who are, well, what is it? What is it about? What am I getting? And this right here helps explain the differences between a leading competitor with just the Pro-Tec side. Remember, this is just part B. Again, part A is a whole other world, but this is just part B of it, the second side of IDSeal. But a few things here, as I mentioned, the dark web scanner. Leading competitors don't have that. There's an ad blocker. Leading competitors don't have that. Safe browsing, real-time protection alert, tracking blocker, digital footprint. As I mentioned, these are some of the features. You can even see over on the right-hand side, IDSeal, all blue, nice blue. And then leading competitor only has about 5 of those features there. So it helps them understand that, hey, this is actually something that is going above and beyond what I'm already receiving if they're with the competitor. So again, feel free to take a screenshot of this, but I think at this point, I actually want to jump us into some of the examples, I believe. Yep. So I'm going to jump us into the ad blocker example. So let's see here. I'm going to show you guys what IDSeal actually looks like. So when you have it on your computer, this is what the IDSeal window screen will look like. Now, when you sign in, of course, you can go to skip and things like this, but I'm not going to go through all of it because I just want to highlight a few things. If I was here, we had all night or I definitely could show you guys all the different features, but I just want to highlight a couple of things because what's important is not to complicate it. I want to make it simple. Simple, simple, simple. Keep it simple for the customer, keep it simple for you. So I want to show you two major things, two major strategies that I utilize when I show someone, when I'm sitting in front of someone with IDSeal and show them what IDSeal, what these features are and how it can be of value to them. Or even I'll show them screenshots, or I'm on the phone with them, or I'm on Zoom and I can show them just like I'm showing you guys here. But just to show you one thing here with IDSeal, this is actually my, I actually should probably scan it here soon. It's been almost 2 months, but it has all of these different features right here on the main status screen. And again, I'm not going to walk through all of it, but just want to highlight a few things. There's even camera and microphone protection. So when I show somebody this, I didn't mention this before, but what this does on your device, not sure if you're aware, but there are people out there that either one, well, they're called voyeurs. They either want to watch you through your camera, or there are people who gain access to people's cameras and then sell the connection to your camera to other people. And so this is all done on the dark web, all done on the dark web. There's all types of scary stuff out there. They're listening into your phone conversation. You might be calling your bank. Well, they're listening into your microphone. And they can see, they can hear the numbers you're saying. Oh, what is your social? They're hearing this. They can use that information to then pull that together, create their profile, and to start to utilize that against you. So all of this information, they'll get real live screenshots of you. They can hear your voice. And so what IDSeal does, it protects you from that. It completely shuts it off. So you might say, oh no, my camera's off. Yeah, but they can still gain access, even though you don't know it. It's all happening inside in the background. Your microphone, oh, no, I disconnected my microphone, I shut it off. How do you know? These hackers can go in and still get into your computer and hack it and listen into your calls, into everything that's going on. So just that's one of the biggest things that I also share with this when I open this up. So people understand what risks are there that they may not even realize is a risk factor. And the value here, again, IDSeal is protecting you. So there's tracking protection, browsing protection, antivirus protection, all these things, this all here so we can toggle here on and off. And, I'm going to turn on the ad blocker here because I also want to show you guys one of the features of how it all works. So should be turning on here momentarily, but because here is one of the things that just completely blocks it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over here first. Before I do that, I want to show you guys the dark web scanner. I'm actually going to jump over to the dark web scanner because I think this is actually very, very important as well. So with the dark web scanner, what I do when I sit down with someone, I say, hey, do you know how many times your email address has been on the dark web, has surfaced on the dark web? How many times, maybe your password, a password like yours has shown up on the dark web? And they'll say no. And I'll say, okay, great. Well, let's check. How long have you had your email address? I'll try to find one that they've had for a number of years, 7 or 8 years, 10 years, 20 years. So, oh yeah, I've had it forever. Great. Those are the ones you want to focus on. Now, if they said, oh, I just opened an email address up yesterday, it's probably not going to show up on the dark web. But those ones that they use for, their bank accounts, or the one that they use for ordering packages or Amazon or anything like that, that's the email address you want to ask them for. Again, this is what I do to get these customers. I say, hey, what is your email address? And here I'm gonna show you an example of my email address. So I haven't cleared these out yet. Simple, that's my email address, big deal. And I just wanted, what this does is it actually searches the dark web for how many times it shows up on the dark web. So let's check, it's gonna scan and see how many times. And it was mind-boggling. So imagine you're sitting across the table from someone and you search their email address and it says that it's been breached 21 times. 21 times? Wow. Doesn't that, if you saw that happen for you, wouldn't you be wondering why, how? How's that possible? Sorry, let me go back here. Something just popped out. How's that possible? Why? And what I do is at that point I say, here, let's look at some of these. This actually even shares with you, it has this little symbols here. And what it does is it shows, it was an email address. It looks like it had access to my address, you know, these little icons here. So this one actually, the little star indicates that there was a breach of potential password. Oh, wow. There's 1.3 billion. So I go here. This was just 2 years ago. In November 2019, a file containing aggregated exposed data. My email address was found there. What? What? And when you show someone this is so amazing because they're just gonna be like, wait, how? Wait, where did that come from? How's, what? It's so good because then at that point, they know that there's a risk. They may think, oh no, I'm good, I'm safe. No, they can practically see that they're somewhere on the dark web, there's information out there and it has all of the details of where it's from. Glowfox, I'm not even sure what Glowfox is, you know, but this was, well, a year ago. Wow, this was, actually this linked to my Australian phone number. When I was living in Australia, I can see that as a 61 number. That's the area code, you know, six, so what? It's Australia, how is that in there? I have no clue, but what we can do is we can show that there's actually real life scenarios. And in the case that it doesn't show up for them, or they don't want to give up their email address, use your own. I'm sure that you had one of your email addresses that's been hacked and things like that. So again, this is just one of the practical ways I utilize to share with my customers a way to show the value. Now that's one way. Now I want to do another way. So I want to go back here to the ad blocker. Yeah, it is frightening. It is very frightening. So here, do a new share. I want to show you guys the ad blocker and how beneficial this is. So I'm going to do a new share and should come up. Yes, okay, great. So what I'm going to do is, as you saw, I had the ad blocker on for IDSeal. I'm going to go to CNN.com. And this can work for pretty much any of those websites that have a lot of ads and things like that. But I'm going to go to CNN.com and I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them, one, what it looks like with the ad blocker on. And then I'm going to go back to the website and show you guys what it looks like with the ad blocker off. And show you how much more pop-ups and videos and things shifting and moving and coming in the way of you just getting to the website. So here we can see, okay, it's loading. It usually takes a little bit longer because it's got to go through the information. There's videos and things like that, but you know, there's no ads at the top. Usually, sometimes you get banners, and I'll show you that. Oh, there goes the banner there. You know, and see here, there's those videos that pop up. And what you can see is there's also usually videos that pop in here and there. There's ads that are in the middle here that, you know, it prevents you from reading all of the different highlights. And, you know, but what you can see here is all of these different, just straight to the articles. There's no pop-ups, there's no nothing there. Isn't that amazing? You know, there's it just blocks all of those ads. It's blocking the trackers. You know, I know you've gone through a website and you've shopped for something, and the next thing you know, you go to another website and it has information about it there. Like what, how is that possible? It's because it's tracking you. And what this you can show, it prevents those things from happening. So I think we have a question. Mr. Sam Foster, do you have a question you'd like to share?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I was going to wait. That's why I popped it up in the chat. Just a quick question for you, because I know some of my customers going to ask this in particular, because I want to know as well. On the IDSeal for the Pro-Tec, does the Pro-Tec apply to the month-to-month as well as the quarterly and the yearly?
Yes, yes. So the Pro-Tec it comes standard with IDSeal. When you sign up for IDSeal, it's all included. It comes with it, no extra fees, no extra charges. It comes standard. And the best part about that, that's why nobody out there is doing this. It's already all included with your IDSeal subscriptions. It's already there. It's like a freebie.
I appreciate that. I think that's going to be a excellent marketing tool to use, because if it's already inclusive, that's just another niche we can put in our belt. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That's a great question. That's a great question, because again, it's what's important is sharing with our customers the value of IDSeal. What are the features? And again, keeping it simple, listening to them and understanding, hey, what is it that is important to them? So again, so this was another, so going back to the CNN. So here on this website, we got one ad at the top on CNN, but I can't really see any other ads on here. And we're now, okay, CNN Heroes, well, that's their banner. It does say advertise, so okay, too. And then it's all of their articles. So you know what? I want to test this out again. And over here, I'm not going to flip back to it, but I'm going to turn off the ad blocker and the protection. So then you can see what this website will look like if those features aren't turned on, if that protection isn't turned on. So here, so let me go here again. Go to a different website first. And then I'm going to go back to CNN.com. And let's see what it looks like, what the difference is. And this is one of those real life scenarios you can do right in front of your customers to show them how different of an experience they're going to see. And this could be used for whatever website that they utilize often. So just let it load here. And what you'll see is there's going to be more advertising, more videos, more pop-ups, or advertisements that are coming in the way of you just reading it. So again, we do get that pop-up at the top. I'm sure IDSeal was working on a way to make sure that that doesn't pop up. You know, they're constantly updating it and things like that. So just letting it load. Load. Still loading. I can see it down at the bottom. The banner is mentioning some of the ad websites that are popping in, and it's actually tracking me, and I can see it. Try this again. Let me refresh it. I just turned the protection off. It might have just turned off. But what this does, it's so powerful when we show our customers this, because they don't understand how badly we're being tracked on these websites. And I'm not going to belabor it with you guys, but definitely, you can see at the bottom, there was an ad here saying Google ads and things like that. It's popping in all these different ads. See, there goes an ad there now that it's refreshed. Promoted ad, promoted. There's different things that are going to pop in. And it's something that we can use to show our customers that additional value of what IDSeal is bringing and protecting us. You know, we're not allowing us to just utilize our, here goes, you know, paid content. Here's more ads and things like that. So it's one of those things that helps protect us from all of this. So this is so great for us to utilize as we are sharing with our customers the value of IDSeal. So what I want to do is I want to share a few more things here. I know I wanted to round this off a little on time today. But what I'm going to do, just want to share a couple of things today because I think it's important that we also are aware of these additional things. So, and again, this is information that I use to get my customers. Again, this is, you can screenshot this. I've sent this to my customers and they say, well, what's different? You know, how's this different from, you know, other bank products or competitors? You know, what is IDSeal? What is IDSeal? Well, the difference is your data is sealed. Most identity protection solutions monitor your credit, but leave your identity largely exposed. Cyber criminals can still commit fraud under this model. They still have access to your identity. And IDSeal has developed a comprehensive protection, a 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week security perimeter around your credit, finances, and life. And this is so great because it really explains what is IDSeal and why is it important? How is this different? And again, this is just information that I pulled from some of the stuff in our back office that we use, but I found this one very good and very helpful for me to utilize because it gets straight to the point. Because a lot of people, well, I already got that. I already got protection. What is IDSeal going to do differently for me? So if I didn't have the time to get into the showing them the app and doing this, I just send them this. I'm like, hey, here's the difference. Here's some information. And it'll be a picture sometime. I'll send them a picture, some of these screenshots I've sent you. And it's so good, just information that you can send to them. And then it starts to open the conversation. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so they're getting my information, my identity. How are they using that? Well, there's all types of different, they can start credit cards, bank accounts, things like this, and tell those stories. And that's what helps close the customer. So that's just, you know, just wanted to share that as well. And now, yes, this can be done on a cell phone as well. That's a great question, Ms. Marcia. Ms. Marcia Carter, that is a great question. It can be utilized on your iPhone and also on your Android. There is options for the IDSeal. The IDSeal app is available. Now, I don't know the exact features or what available at the moment for Androids versus iPhones, things like that. Again, that's details that, you know, you definitely refer to the back office. But overall, there is still an app for both applications that can be utilized. But the features kind of vary just a little bit based on the platform because they're still developing it. They're still working on it and all the information, though they're still building it. So it's going to continue to change and continue to get better. So definitely just, I would say go to the back office. It starts to highlight some of those differences. Just checking the chat to see if there's any other questions here before I finish up. 100% is that part of the protect? Yes. So Mr. Daniel Jones, the question, I haven't figured out how to protect my devices. Is that part of the protect? So yes, it does protect your devices so that you'll download the IDSeal Pro-Tec. So if you go to your device and download search for your IDSeal where you download your apps, search for IDSeal. It should be available for you to come up. It might be IDSeal Pro-Tec or something like that. And you find that and then you download that app and that should walk you through the process. Now, there is a way that I think you have to actually send a comment or a notification in. So it sends you a confirmation so you can protect your device because you're limited to 2 devices per subscription. So you only can do 2 devices per subscription. So again, there's definitely refer to the back office for those details and that'll lay out all the different steps and things like that. But here I wanted to just end on a did you know? And did you know IDSeal is part of the Get 5, Get Rewarded program? That means you get 5 services, you get rewarded. How? If you enroll and authenticate in a quarterly or annual plan, so you do this, and then you also enroll and authenticate 5 or more quarterly or annual plan customers. So you have your service, whether quarterly or annual, and you enroll 5 quarterly and or annual plan customers, and in your personal customer list, so you go to your back office, you go to your PCL or your personal customer list, and you flag your account, your IDSeal account, the one that's connected to your name as yours, then you'll be able to earn a bonus equal to the monthly cost of your IDSeal subscription. What? So you're basically ultimately getting your IDSeal service for free. You're protecting yourself for free, month after month, as long as you qualify for this. So you keep those 5 customers on there. You have your service, it's flagged in your PCL, and you're basically getting free, and I can't say free, let me put quotes on it, free service, because you have to go back to your ACN compensation plan to get the full details. But if you're on a quarterly plan and you have 5 quarterly plan customers, you're ultimately getting it free. If you have your annual plan, you have 5 annual plan customers, 5 or more, you're basically getting, and they're paying their bills on time and things like that. There's some other details, of course, but you can pretty much ultimately get rewarded with that bonus every single month for your IDSeal subscription. So isn't that amazing? Like you're getting all of this. So go back to last week, everything that's here, everything that you saw today, you're getting that. You could potentially get all of that ultimately at pennies on a dollar. I think you might have to pay taxes or something like that, but ultimately saying like you're getting all of that. You can earn the bonus equal to your monthly cost. Wow. So I just wanted to share that with you guys in case you guys weren't aware. Again, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys and share this information about IDSeal and how I'm obtaining my customers. And I really hope it's going to bring you guys some value and that you can utilize some of these tips and tricks that I use. So just want to open the lines up. If there's any questions, comments, or anything that, any other questions that I can help you guys with, I'm more than happy to do so.